So guys, this is my weekly report for October 31st. And I'm going to tell you what I did this week. I went out to the Delta and went crappie fishing. And I was out there with Tony, and we probably caught, I don't know, probably 75, 80 crappie. Um, Had some pretty nice ones, but most of them are like maybe the size of your hand, maybe a little bigger. And I was off the McCollum over there, and we caught some bass, some little stripers, but there was a couple of sea lions in there. Also, saw salmon rolling all over the place. Put on a bass lure, threw it out, hooked the salmon. Tony brought it in. It's probably like a little over 20 pounds. Threw out again, kept getting hits. Got another one about 12, and I said, we better quit doing this. You're not supposed to be fishing for salmon because the season's closed, but when you're bass fishing and they just smash your lure, oh well, you just got to turn them loose. But the crappie bite's starting to turn on. The water temperature is really cooling off, and the crappie have come to life. So if it's crappie you want to go after, it's time right now. The lake's a little bit different. I was up at Berryessa crappie fishing. It was not very good. I was grafting a ton of bait. Um, and we only put 3 in the boat. It was a little bit tough, but we caught quite a few bass spooning. So I headed back up there the next day. Took my bass boat because the other day I was with another guy in his 21-foot Duckworth, which is a little hard to maneuver around. But I went up there and took my bass boat, and I took a friend of mine, Ken, and we went up on the east side of the lake up by the vineyards and was grafting around, and it seems like all the fish are in that 30 to 45 feet of water. And we had a pretty fantastic day. We had multiple doubles. We caught largemouth, spotted bass, smallmouth. Um, we caught everything, all different 3 varieties. Caught a lot of fish. The biggest one's probably just short of 4 pounds. But the water temperature is dropping. It's down to like 67 now, and I anticipate when it gets in that 58 to 62, the spoon bite will be off the hook over there. Unbelievable. I think we put in over 40 fish, not even trying yesterday, but it was a good day. So the crappie action, the bass action. I anticipate the crappie action will pick up in the lakes real quick, real here, because it's starting to cool off. The other day we got up to Berryessa. It was kind of cold in the morning. There was mist on the water, and it was a little chilly. Not wearing my bibs and stuff. I was kind of cold in the morning. But anyhow, the striper scene has still been a little bit tough. There's guys that are catching them, but the guys that are trolling seem to be doing pretty good. They're fishing all day to get their fish, but you could cover a lot of water. When you do it the way I do it, when you go to these flooded islands and so many of these little breaks and stuff, there's only so many. I'm not covering 50 miles of water. I'm just nitpicking here and there, but it's been kind of tough. But with the weather cooling off, and maybe we get a little bit of rain here pretty quick, I anticipate it's going to be off the hook. So a lot of them fish that are in the bay and in between Pittsburgh and the bay, Rio Vista and the bay, they'll start heading in, and they'll make the Rio Vista to Liberty, and all that area their home until it's time to go spawn, usually around March. So it should be a good year. So anyway, November 2nd's right around the corner. This Saturday, Dungeness crab season opens. I don't know what the weather's looking like, but right now it's kind of a little breezy, but looks like it's going to be doable. But it opens on the 2nd, and also on the 1st, the 20 Phantom rock fishing opens and the 50 closes. So you could fish shallow, 180 feet and in, and the deep water, I think it opens at the end of this month, end of November. Check your regs. Just make sure, you always want to check your regs. Don't believe anybody. Don't believe me. Check your regs. But, now you can go dump your crab nets and then just jet over to shore real quick, do some rock fishing, and then go pick up your nets. So that's all to open this weekend. So the bottom fishing on the 20 Fathom opens the first. So, you're all ready to go. Albacore and bluefin. My brother and nephew went out again this last weekend and not a bite. So, it's been kind of like a very hit and miss, because you only have so many chances to get out there because of the wind has been blowing so hard. But they did not do any good. And I haven't heard too much about the albacore scene up at Fort Bragg either. Usually when those guys are getting them, they'll usually give me a buzz, but I haven't heard from anybody, so I figure it must be a little bit tough. The bay, right now, probably the best thing is leopard sharks. There's still stripers out there, but hopefully they'll get out of there pretty quick here when it cools off a little more. But they'll start filtering their way up toward Rio Vista here real quick. Halibut, I'm sure you can still catch them. I don't know if the bait receiver is open, but I think it is. You can call them and check, but I would check and make sure. But I'm sure you could go get halibut around Alcatraz or Angel Island. So, in a little further, sturgeon fishing has been really good. It's catch and release. Make sure you check the rigs and make sure, because if you have 2024 tags, you have the report card that has available tags, but you can't use them. They close the season, you can't keep any, so your tag, all it is a report card, fill it out, and write down what you catch and release. If you want to get out there, it's one of the things about sturgeon fishing is that the bait costs a lot, your gas, your boat, and all that. You might as well go with like Jay Lopes or Rich Giocusta, Steve Mitchell, and go on. Them guys are getting 10 to 20 fish a day. So the bite's been really good, but you're just going out there just to fight them and then bring them back. I saw last week Jay had 3 on at once. And 3 on at once in sturgeon fishing is unheard of. The guys go out and fish all day and don't get lucky to get one bite. And here, these guys are hooking 2, 3 at a time. So, instead of going 2 or 3 times and spending all the money, you're better off to invest and go with one of these guides. So the stripers, I anticipate them coming in real soon. I know guys are actually catching them, but, it's been a hit and miss. I sure haven't been catching any. And there's tons of salmon in the system. I was up around Liberty Island and in Prospect Stew. They were rolling all around me. I turned my live on, and all I'm seeing is big salmon in the system. Over in the McCallum, it's full of them. I mean, there's salmon everywhere. All them dead end sloughs, they got salmon everywhere. So other than that, when I was up at Berryessa the other day, I saw a big Nate. He's trolling for trout. And I left there around 1 o'clock, 1:30, and he was still out there. So I know he's catching them because I caught one on a spoon, just throwing it out, reeling it in. I caught a nice eagle leg trout. So I know they're out there, but I think they come up higher in the water column because the water has been dropping. Instead of in the 70s, it's in the 60s now. So it's cooling off. And I know that, you could go out there and the trout fishing should get better and better and better. You could probably start top lining here pretty soon. Pyramid, the trout bite up there. A friend of mine lives over there in Sparks, and he's been going. He said the algae's almost gone, and he's been catching a lot of them trolling and spooning. He's doing it both ways, and he's catching a lot of them. He's getting some nice fish in the teens. So, that lake there is just a fantastic lake for trout. It's worldwide known. If you want to, when I went there, I've only been there twice and caught trout 18 pounds the last time and 20 pounder a couple years ago. What's your odds of catching fish that big on a single trip? So there's a lot of big ones in there. I got a lot of friends that fish it, and a lot of big ones are being caught in there. Other places, trolling, you could probably, Berryessa, probably Eagle Lake's probably still on fire. It's been really good this year. And Oroville's been good. A lot of big ones coming out of Oroville. Shasta. You could basically go anywhere right now and catch those trout. Um, Crappie, getting back to crappie, I went out in the Delta and I went to Berryessa, and I think the lakes like Comanche and stuff and New Melones, Amador, it's going to break wide open here pretty quick. Balls are right here. I can feel it in the air now, and things are just going to start cracking. Landlock Kings, Big Al and Rick were up at Berryessa and caught one little one last week. It was really slow. And I talked to the guys, and not very many guys are getting them, so I don't know where the heck they're going. Pretty soon I might get up there and I'll start grafting them balls of bait, and I'll try my gets it and see if I can pick some up. I think they're moving up toward Poudre Creek. They're going up north. So anyway, that's what's been going on in the area as far as fishing. Don't forget, NorCal Guides and Sportsmen's Association has their fundraising dinner. It's in Marysville, November 2nd. You can get your tickets online at ncgasa.org or get a hold of James Stone. And they raffle off like 100 guns, 50 guide trips, and 5 lifetime hunting and fishing license. So I mean, just to get in those raffles is well worth it. So give them a call and go up there and support them, because those are guys that fight for your rights. So when they try to ban something, these guys are out there fighting for you. And then don't forget, every Saturday morning at 6:40, I'm on the California Sportsman's with Sepp Hendricks on 1140 on the AM dial at 6:40. Every first of the month Saturday, I'm in the studio and I'll get on with Ultimate Bass with Kent. But this first of the month Saturday, I'm going to be in Texas. So I'll be calling in. When I go there every year and I call in, and it's no problem. So I'll be reporting what I'm doing up there. Don't forget the Blind Squirrel channel. He's out there busting his butt, catching or not catching, and he still tells you and still posts it. And then for the local guys, if you're just looking for someone local here, Austin Wilson or Kyler Perry, they both do the American River for stripers, shad, steelhead, salmon when they can. But I think Austin is also going up north to Redding and doing trout fishing up there. So, you could Google them and give them a call, and, if you want to stay close. And anyway, if you need any boat repairs, or you need a new boat or anything, or any electronics or anything, go see Gone Fishing Marine. And, if you like this video, hit that like, please subscribe. And if you want to leave me a comment, I'll get right back to you in a few days. So I guess I'll see you guys next week, and I'm going to be out there hopefully shooting some deer. See you later.